There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of a embassy of the United States from Afghanistan. It is not at all comfortable.
I mean, who says empire, this MAGA country, ties a noose around your neck and pours bleach on you?
Jussie Smollett in custody and under arrest just minutes ago. Police released his mugshot. Here it is. In just a short time from now, he'll be in front of a judge for a bond hearing. Investigators say he is no victim and that his story is now unraveling.
Science that says you must test, trace, treat, you must wear your mask, you must have sanitation, you must wear your mask, you must wear your mask. As it turns out, it was a setup. So I take responsibility for falling for a setup. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
To me, you're like the Holy Spirit. You are all places at all times.
Looking ahead to 2020, one reason why I'm taking you seriously as a contender is because of your presence on cable news. I wrote about this saying you're currently leading the pack among 2020 contenders on the Democratic side.
Look, I think you're doing a hell of a job. I don't think you're in this for money.
I'm a little confused. So you're the protector of Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels is right now working in strip clubs in little towns on stage. People are throwing things at her. You're wearing a $1,000 suit. Why are you not paying her? You've profited from Stormy Daniels. You've done tens of millions of dollars worth of free media on the basis of your relationship with her, and she's working in strip clubs. You're exploiting her, and you know that. Why aren't you paying her some of what you're making?
Sir, this is absurd.
Former media darling Michael Avenatti heading to prison. The disgraced lawyer will spend 2.5 years behind bars for trying to extort Nike for $25 million. He was apparently weeping in the courtroom today, and his legal troubles far from over. Avenatti faces 2 more trials on the West Coast.
What? What an idiot. Oh, what a loser. Good. Good.
There is a disrespect for women that this administration chronically exemplifies. After the Me Too movement, they did absolutely nothing when it came to sexual harassment. And I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside.
Tonight, New York's Attorney General now investigating claims by a third woman accusing Governor Andrew Cuomo of inappropriate, unwanted advances. Anna Rook, who didn't work with the governor, tells the New York Times she met him at a wedding reception in 2019. According to the paper, Rook says Cuomo put his hand on her bare lower back. When she removed his hand with her own, the governor remarked that she seemed aggressive and placed his hands on her cheeks. He asked if he could kiss her.
A great holiday for bringing Americans together, unless you decide to promote segregation while you do it. A Black Lives Matter group in New York City threw a Memorial Day party and barred anyone who was not black from attending. This is what they said: being intentional about being around black people is an act of resistance. This is an exclusively black space, so if you do not identify as black and want to come because you love black people, please respect the space and do not come. Lisa Durden is a political commentator and Black Lives Matter supporter. She joins us tonight. Lisa, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Good to see you again. You're doing well.
Thank you. I was confused by this because I thought the whole point of Black Lives Matter, one of the points, would be to speak out against singling people out on the basis of their race and punishing them for that. Because you can't control what your race is, and yet they seem to be doing that. Explain that to me.
what I say to that is boo hoo hoo. You white people are angry because you couldn't use your white privilege card to get invited to the Black Lives
Ivanka Trump, who works at the White House, chose to post the second most oblivious tweet we've seen this week. You know, Ivanka, that's a beautiful photo of you and your child, but let me just say, one mother to another, do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless. He listens to you. Put on something tight and low cut and tell your father to stop it. Tell him it was an Obama thing and see how it goes, okay?
A few moments later.
Comedian Samantha Bee apologized today for calling Ivanka Trump a four-letter word, acknowledging she had crossed a line. Tonight, some sponsors are pulling their ads from Bee's show, Full Frontal.
Have you always been a communist, or did you recently become a communist?
I've always been a communist. I believe that the workers should unanimously just choose to take the means of production, and then I believe that the workers should control the means of production.
Okay. So, like, how would we implement that in the U.S.? Well, what would the plan be if you were to, have your way? Do you think communism is the answer in the U.S.? That's what we need to do? Why cover the face?
Give a man a mask and he'll tell you the truth. Having this mask allows us to be able to freely state our opinions without fear of censorship. Self-censorship or...
A lot of the censorship we're seeing right now is censorship on the right.
What?
I mean, communists and socialists and Antifa, they're pretty present on social media and stuff, but the censorship is really happening to conservative voices. Look what's happening here. Milo's trying to speak and people are coming here and saying he shouldn't. Do you think Milo should speak today? Against censorship. So, do you think Milo should speak?
Mr. Zuckerberg, would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
No.
If you've messaged anybody this week, would you share with us the names of the people you've messaged?
Senator, no, I would probably not choose to do that publicly here.
I think that may be what this is all about.
But you didn't lose your hair, you shaved your head.
Well, I shaved my head so I wouldn't have the big clumps of hair falling out.
Well, you said you lost your hair, but you didn't, you shaved your head.
In the beginning, I shaved my head to where my hair was very short, yes.
And we asked you about this morning, and you put our producer on the phone with a nurse from the Christus Trinity Mother Francis Hospital in your hometown, right?
Yes.
Sharon Hodges.
Yes.
Who's a nurse there? Was she involved in your treatment?
Yes, I knew her from having visits there.
So when you had your surgery and your chemo and your radiation, she treated you?
Well, she was one of the nurses there.
And so the producer talked to her, and she told the producer that you went through cancer treatments, several months of chemo in 2012, and confirmed ovarian cancer. We asked for Sharon's work email so we can also get an email confirmation, and she wouldn't do that. She said she was worried that she would get in trouble.
I called and they had told me I needed to sign, records release and things. So I don't know if.
Well, we had one more question for her, so we called back to that hospital and asked for Sharon Hodges.
Okay.
And they said there's no Sharon Hodges that works there.